Hey everyone, welcome back to Rebecca's Colouring Arts and Crafts. So I'm just going to continue a bit here on Spirits by Dakota Daetwiler, which is a Diamond Art Club piece, and see how far we go. I'll just stay on till I feel I have to rest and that sort of thing. So I'm just going to slowly work on it as I can. Slowly work on it over this piece and go from there. Hope everyone is well anyway, and yeah, I'm just going to do the best I can with it all, I guess, and I'll just sign off when I feel I have to go to bed and all the rest. I'm not quite sure what else to say right now. I've still got to get on to the Peggy Collins event, and I'm sorry I haven't been on for a bit, but I had a bit of stuff happen which affected my confidence a bit and stopped me from live streaming for a few days. But yeah, just trying to do the best I can. For some reason chat is unable to be connected here. I don't know why. Don't know what's going on there. But yeah, good times, YouTube. Not. I don't know why, but I'm not receiving chat at the moment because it's not able to connect for some reason on my end. And it's just saying, please try again later. So I selected to try again to the live chat, and now it's just loading constantly and not working. So I do not know what's going on there, so if I miss people's messages, I'm sorry. Okay. Hopefully this won't do anything, but I'm going to try refreshing the live stream. And hopefully that'll bring the chat up. Okay, so it's got top chat up. Now let's try and get the live chat up. Okay, now I'm connected. I do not know what goes on with YouTube at times, but yeah. 246. But we're connected now anyway, so. Hoping you can hear me okay too. I am. Or the 100. There we go. That's in. Normally I'd leave the green for last, but I'm filling this out so that this upper brown section is complete once I've done the number 3 ABs in here. I am. And then I've still got number 4 and number 2 ABs as well, and oh, I finished all the greens. Okay, all good. Fill out but I also got I wanted to test to see how they'd work for my hands and wrists, so because I had to use up credit, I decided to get one of the new curved pairs of tweezers to try, as well as the flat pair, so see how that goes as to which works better. Well, so 3 is 105. So I'm just going to try testing these to see how they go or not. If they're easier for me to use or not. Because they are a smaller size pair of tweezers, it seems. I think. Here a bit smaller, but they're curved, so which is apparently meant to make it easier and more ergonomic on your hands and wrists and that, so we'll see. I only tweezer place the ABs now because the wax, even if it was old wax, was always taking the coating off. I'm just popping it in with my fingernail so as I don't damage the bead. And one more AB of the brown there. And we've just got 2 for the eyes down here. And we've just got our 4 and 2 ABs. Four is the number basically, but it's 141 and 101 with the ABs. I think these curved ones might be a little easier to use. I think. I don't try pressing them in properly. I press them in when I add other beads around them. And I just use my fingernail to push it into these enclosed spaces once I sit it in roughly the right spot. Try and take off as little of the AB coating as possible. At least when my hands aren't wobbling, but I think they're a little easier to place. I think. I'll know more as I use them more and test them more. Wednesday I'm going to have to chase up new plan managers and all of that. I'm going to have to try and find out that. So I'm going to quickly get my phone and make a note of that to remind me to do that on Wednesday. Can't do those things when my mum's around, so yeah, I'm just gonna make a quick note. Okay, yeah, I've got it in notes. Cool. Number 4 AB done, number 141 done. Oh no, lucky I was just about to put it away and I just spotted something that I missed in the waterfall. I find I do have to readjust them though because I haven't pressed them down into the glue yet because I don't have other beads around them, so they're just sort of mostly sitting there loose at the moment. But I'll press them down once I get other drills around them. I will. It may not be totally straight as well. but just do the best you can, because they'll straighten a bit more as you place other drills around them. Alright, I think that's all the 4s now. All the 141s. I tend to vary when I place the ABs, but I like to try and place them before I've got all the other drills around, because I think it's a bit easier to keep them neat and, well, it's a bit easier to place them with the tweezers, I mean. I was about to say neat, but some of these lines aren't particularly neat. They're pretty good, but they're not totally straight. They aren't. Some dog hair on these spots that I'm going over currently. I'm tossing up whether I'm going to give this one to the trainer and do a different one that I don't have a double of for the other person as a thank you or not. I'm not quite sure. I'm sort of tossing up what am I going to do there. I kind of want to do a thank you for my trainer as well with Holly. So we'll see. Ah, no. Okay, I'm going to have to glue that back together so that it doesn't happen again. The relief paper just started sticking to each other. I accidentally separated the plastic bit from the paper bit in one corner, so I'm going to have to fix that up quickly. So, I'm just going to move this for a minute, because I needed to move it to put an AB down. And I accidentally started lifting one corner with the tweezers, so just be a minute. Good girl, Holly. You stay. Just going to grab a glue stick and stick it back down if I can get to it. Oh, that one's no good. Okay. think it's still okay. We'll see. I'm just doing a bit of this off camera, sorry. Trying to stick the paper back down on there. Hopefully there's nothing on the glue. And hopefully that'll work. I was not expecting the release paper to be stuck that well when I did it correct side down, so it was kind of a surprise. So I'll just leave it sitting up for now, and hopefully I'll be able to get it off again when it comes to doing the next part. Hopefully. Hopefully. Now the ABs are kind of sticking to the tweezers because the tweezers got glue on it because I nearly stuck them underneath and started peeling it again. So I stuck them between the layers where the glue was by accident. No. Good girl, Holly. Oh well, you learn. So hopefully it's still sticky in those other spots. Because I briefly got a bit of glue on the glue, so. That's not a glue that sort of stays sticky, because it's just the UHT glue stick. I guess we'll try and get all these done now so that I don't. I was considering going to bed soon, but now I think I need to try and finish the thing so that I don't end up with other issues. I already keep tearing the plastic on here, but yeah. When I'm trying to section it and all the rest, so kind of lucky I'm now using relief papers, I guess. Release papers. But I did not realise that the release papers could still catch even if you had them on the correct side. So now I know, and I know to be careful trying to lift them. I haven't used release papers before now, so first time for everything, I guess. Okay, I'm going to fill in the wolf first, I think, so that I can make sure that that spot is dried properly and isn't going to lift again. Good girl, Holly. Good girl. Okay, so the flat tweezers are probably better for lifting the release paper, I'm guessing. Hopefully I'm not getting too much grease on them. But yeah, maybe that's why it's stuck so much, because I've learnt the plastic actually sticks more to the glue when you get hand grease on it too, so sort of wondering if maybe that's similar for the release papers. Who knows? Okay. Okay, we'll go to bed soon. We will. May not finish all of it, but just want to finish what I can, or what I feel like I can. What are you two doing? I told you to hop in your place, Holly. Good girl. Place. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Hey? Sorry, Holly's distracting me. She is. Good girl. Good girl. Down, miss. She's kicking it away. Down. Come on. Holly, down. Come on. Down. Hey, listen. Down. Down. Holly, down. No, listen. Come on. Come. Alright, if you want to go under, down. Down. Come on. Down. Go on. Good girl. Thank you. You stay. Good girls, Lils. Good girl, Holly. Sorry, Holly was acting up a bit. So I was trying to get her to stay in her place so that she's not getting into mischief when I'm doing things, which is usually the case if I don't do that. I go on 1 minute. I'll be back. You stay. Here we go, Lils. Go on, Lils. Here we go. You stay, Holly. Good girl. Down, Lils. Stay. Good girls. Check if that's in camera or not. Yep, looks like it. Hi Vanessa, I've been wondering about you. Been wondering whether you're still around or not. I have. Stay, Holly. You're not going anywhere. Stay. Down. Down. You know what I told you. Down. Down. Go on. Down. Holly. Down. Go on. Down. Good girl, you stay. Hi Vanessa, how are you doing? Doing as well as I can with things. Trying not to go into all the crap and stuff still happening in my life that's affecting me, but trying to work on trying to get back to doing some things that I enjoy in that. Trying to work towards a trip at the end of the year, but it's not looking like I'm going to have a lot of funds left over after I pay the accommodation stuff. So it's looking like it's going to be either stuff within reach of, if I can get the hire wheelchair, within reach of that, or stuff that'll be relatively cheap on trains to get around the city, or just staying, relaxing at the accommodation and going to the nearby park with Holly at times and that. So I'm just trying to work it out and wait and see what happens money-wise, but money-wise it's looking like most of the money that I did have left over towards the trip, or saved towards the trip, has gone on now on unexpected expenses. So yeah, I'm just not quite sure how I'm going to do things, but it's looking like I may still be able to do the carols by candlelight thing. And I was looking at it, and it's only my wheelchair will apparently be able to do about 10 to 12 kilometres if I can get the hire chair, depending on how long the hire chair will work. And it's apparently about 2.1 k's or so to where that event is held. So depending, I may be able to just take the wheelchair there, but we'll see. Right now it's looking like I'm not going to have a lot of leftover money to do anything other than pay for the accommodation, and even food is going to be tight. So, but I've already paid for all of Holly's food and that in Brisbane, and I've sent it up there to people that we know that are going to get it to us, so that I'm not having to cut that on the aeroplane and stuff. So the food is already sorted and organised and paid for, so at least I don't have to worry about that. And a lot of the rest has gone on unexpected expenses, so either I'm going to have to do free stuff that I can get to fairly easily, but even my taxi allowances and stuff that I had have been whittled into with unexpected expenses, like having to buy pain meds for a dislocated toe and all the rest. So yeah, fun times. And so I'm tossing up as to whether, because we do have a park nearby and some stuff nearby that I can do, just taking the wheelchair depending. But I'm also tossing up whether I try to fit in a diamond painting or not in my case, depending on space allowance and what I have left over, and just spending a fair bit of time relaxing at the accommodation with Holly and that as well, because it's going to be hot weather, possibly rainy weather, blah 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 blah, and just sort of have to play a lot of that by ear. But it's not looking like I'm going to have any expenses to do anything else that costs other than the carols. And yeah, don't have a lot left over for taxi allowances and all of that. Got enough to get to the airport where we're going to stay for a couple of nights before flying to Brisbane. A small amount for Brisbane, and then an amount left over for when I come back to Albury to hopefully get a taxi that'll take the wheelchair, hopefully. And yeah, it's just working it all out, because everything that I did have left over allowances is basically gone. So just trying to make it all work the best I can. How are Lily and Holly doing? They're doing good. Lily is here sleeping nearby, and Holly was the one that I told her to stay before, but she was trying to get up to walk around and that again, but Holly tends to get into mischief if she's allowed to free roam when I'm doing something and distracted. So I've been trying to work on getting Holly to stay in one place when I'm doing something so that she can't get into mischief when my back is turned. And Lily's the perfect little angel. Holly's the mischievous crackpot child. She is. $7.99. So yeah. And I'm sort of trying to work out, like I was having a rough look at Google Maps and that, and the museum is within like 2.7 k's, depending. I've got to try and find a new plan manager this Wednesday for my NDIS stuff, and then once that rolls over, then the OT and I have to try and get find a suitable hire chair that I can hire for my trip. Try and find a backpack that can be attached to the back of my chair to make it a bit easier for me to get around with Holly and everything else. That's also a power assist. Then trying to work out sort of what I can or can't do based on finances and things left over and all of that. Let's progress there on your diamond painting. My diamond painting stash is growing, and that's all your fault. You're welcome. There's some new ones that I really want and some new restocks that I want, but I can't afford it. So I've decided if I can finish 15 to 20 of these the next year, I may, depending on finances and savings for what I'm trying to do, then I may allow myself to get some more to keep diamond status depending next year, and try and get some to hopefully get the custom image that I can get a large custom image of one of my art pieces in a diamond painting or something like that. But for now, I'm just working on what I've got because I'm really trying to save every spare cent that I can for this trip. But bills and unexpected expenses and that have all thrown a spanner in the works. And it is kind of frustrating. But yeah, not a lot I can do about it. There isn't really. At least I was able to pay for those expenses, I guess, so. But you're welcome that your collection's growing. I can't remember how many I counted, but I think I counted 135 or 150 something in my books. But that's not counting the ones that I've got unopened in boxes yet. I have about 75 DACs now. Okay, you're catching up to me. That's good. That I'm hoping to, in time, get some of the ones that I've got caught up, but I'd like to hopefully be able to get the trading card thing where I could get a custom, like a large custom piece made of one of my art pieces or something like that I've done on the channel, but see when the time comes. I'm just feeling kind of a bit concerned and worried about this trip because it's something that I really need to have happen, and yeah, I've had all these unexpected costs and all of the rest, and the accommodation is pretty much costing most of it, so I'm just going to have to find places and things to do where I can access with the wheelchair or via cheap train fares, because I'm not sure what the cheap train fares are in Melbourne, and then there's a expensive taxi ride back from the airport to my place. If I have to pay for a lift charge as well, because I don't think the Victorian taxi voucher goes over into New South Wales or Brisbane, and I can't get it there either. And I'm just trying to work out what I'm going to be able to do with Holly and myself for free, or that we can access easily without having to catch trains, or if we have to catch a train or stuff like that. And I'm going to do it now that I've basically had all my funds whittled out. I have one trading card at the moment, a bronze one. Nice. I've got none. I have no trading cards at the moment. But yeah, so I'm a bit worried I'm going to keep having unexpected expenses, and then it's going to dip into what money I have for the trip, because it's already taken a lot out of my food allowance, or out of my taxi allowance, and all the rest. So fingers crossed nothing else unexpected happens, and I've also got to cover costs for a trip in October for Holly's review, because she's fully qualified now as an assistance dog, and we've got to have reviews with our trainer when she says so. And I wanted to try having a bit of a longer trial that time, so that's 4 nights, 5 days that we're going to be away. But it's like I still have to cover all the bills and everything between as well, so yeah, I guess I'm just going to have to make it work the best I can when the time comes, and hope that nothing else takes out huge chunks from my trip finances. In the meantime, and I'm considering whether I take a diamond painting and stuff so that I can do that at the accommodation, but it's just going to be working out what I can do for free, where I can access things, what I can do as cheaply as possible if I catch a train somewhere or stuff like that. I'm not even going to be able to get the Build-A-Bear that I wanted to get now to commemorate it, but it is what it is. I can only do the best I can do. I guess, at the end of the day, Lily staying at home, yeah, she won't be able to come with me because she's not allowed in public hotels and all the rest. And she's not really suitable for staying in those sorts of situations. I want to try and save eventually to get a license and a van I can do up as a travel home kind of thing, that I can travel long periods and I can take the dogs with me wherever I go. But that's going to be quite a few years away yet. I'm hoping to achieve it in 3 to 4 years, but just have to see what time goes and regarding savings and all the rest. Thanks. But yeah, so Holly is officially qualified and allowed to stay with me in accommodations and hotels and public hotels and that, but now it's just, I'm just trying to work out sort of what we're going to be able to do now. My finances are basically whittled to nothing because I still have to cover the bills and stuff in that time period, so yeah. Are you going alone with Holly? That's the goal. It is. Because So I need some alone time, just me and Holly, to help learn and accept and believe in myself and all the rest. And I'm not going to go into all those other things. Why? Regarding people and scenarios and things around here. That's why I need that. But yeah. Yeah, so I'm just trying to... It's just a shame that money-wise is basically non-existent now. So I'm kind of stressing a little bit about what I'm going to do, or sort of trying to look at Google Maps where things might be regarding if I'm able to get a higher power assist wheelchair, because that can go about 10 to 12 kilometers possibly, depending on things. And like some of the places, like different parks and that, it's about 2 or 4 Ks, but then you've got to take into account the things around the park and all of that, or go to the museum and that. And so I'm trying to keep a little bit of allowance if I decide to catch the train, but I basically, at this point, other than the carols, which I've allocated for, I have no money to do anything that costs. I don't. So you can do it. Thanks. It's just concerning me because it's like I'm really going to have to be tight on food to make it last the fortnight, because I've only got 100 total each fortnight right now for food, and it's just like I'm near a market, so hopefully I'll be able to get some stuff for fairly cheap and all the rest. And like I know there was bottled water down there last time for $1 something for 1.5 litres of water. So it's just trying to work out how I can do things as cheap as possible. But I'm also considering, because I intended on having down days at the accommodation anyway, because it's going to be in the heat of summer and rainy season and all of that. Is it already summer there? Spring. It's just coming into spring, but it's starting about 2 weeks early. Spring did. But because with rainy season you can't use the electric wheelchairs out in the rain because they're not waterproof. And you also can't use, well, you can use them in the hot weather, but in hot weather, anything above 30, 35 degrees, you don't want to take the assistance dog out in, because there's the risk of them getting heat stroke and that, as well as my issues with temperature regulation and that. And I have to make sure that I can properly care for Holly, because I'm the only one there. I don't have backup or support if I end up crook. So I'm not going to be wanting to go out if it's too hot either. So I was considering, if I can fit it, taking a diamond painting piece that can have special meaning from my trip. But one thing I was considering doing, if I can make it work with the train, is trying to take Holly to a beach, and where I can swim in the beach with Holly, because that's something I've always wanted to do with her, is go swimming with her. But I'd have to take her to an off-leash beach and see what sorts of dogs are around, and work on desensitizing her, because she's never been to a beach and blah 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 blah. That was one thing that I was thinking of doing, but it's just train trips. I think have a maximum limit per day for the amount it costs. But yeah, I'm just trying to work things out, and I'm tossing up if I can fit or carry a tube with the diamond painting stuff, or kit it up in bags and stuff, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to take scissors either on the aeroplane for my tape for my knees if I need it, kind of thing. So I'm sort of not sure if I'll have to buy cheap scissors down there if I need the tape for my knees, or what. Or maybe I'll just, or the other possibility I was thinking was I'll cut up strips before I leave regarding the tape for my knees, and just have all the diamond pieces in Ziploc bags in this carry tube ready to go kind of thing, if I can make it work with my luggage allowances and all the rest. So because that way then I'll have something to enjoy doing at the accommodation between playing with Holly or doing stuff, or if I just want to sit and relax at the accommodation one day, I can just sit and, like, obviously take Holly, because we're right near a park, I can still take Holly out to that park for a bit of time out kind of thing, and a play and all the rest. But it'll give me something that I'm able to work on at the accommodation as well. So I'm sort of tossing up whether taking a diamond painting with me, because I'm not going to have money to buy something down there, is going to be a good idea, because I'm also going to have a couple of days where I'm just basically at the airport, learning my way around the airport and just staying in the accommodation at the airport, because I sort of wanted to have time to guarantee that Holly would toilet somewhere and all the rest at the airport before we leave on the flight for Brisbane. And so obviously there'll be a bit of time spent going around learning the layout of the airport, where I need to go, where I need to get to with my luggage, blah blah blah. But then there's just going to be a lot of spare time to fill in after that kind of thing. So I'm sort of just tossing up whether I do try taking a diamond painting with me or not. I don't know. Depends on space and everything as well, so there's certain luggage allowances from the airplane and all the rest, like 23 kilos. I don't have anything to measure my luggage and make sure it's under that allowance. But yeah. I'm just trying to roughly have a plan or an attack plan or an idea, but if it's hot weather or if it's rainy, then I'm not really going to, I'm going to have to take Holly out by foot to go toilet, because the wheelchair can't go out in the rain. Like, really light spits is okay, but anything heavy or whatever, it's going to risk the chair, and I don't really want to have to pay $20,000 to replace a power assist battery on a hire chair, because I don't have $20,000. Yeah, I don't have any small ones. That's the thing, I don't think I do anyway. I've only got bigger ones, but I do have, somebody did send me, I don't know where it is, somebody did send me a tube thing that had them, that sort of has a handle on it at one point, that I was considering, but yeah, I don't really have any small ones, so but yeah, so I'm not going to be able to go out on really hot days, because I've got to watch Holly's well-being and my well-being, because of how the temperature and stuff affects me, and because I'm the only one there to look after Holly, and you can't risk Holly getting heat stroke either. So you got to make sure that you're fully aware there. So hot days, we won't be able to go out, and can't guarantee that there won't be a heat stroke or whatever, and really rainy weather we won't be able to go out either. But that's kind of okay with me, because I intended on having break days where we just relax and enjoy time at the accommodation anyway, so I did. And if it's raining, I'm going to have to try and take Holly out by foot, because last thing I want is a $20,000 repair fee for the power assist chair if I get the chance to hire one. What is the smallest one that you have in your stash? I don't know, I think it was a 50 by 60 that I did and gave away. I think it was. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what. Other one's 70.7 by 55.8, Autumn Glory by Abraham Hunter. I don't know. That one's 55.8 by 73.7 for the T-Rex. 56 by 79 for the Blue-Eyed Cheshire Cat. 55.8 by 78.7 for the Peacock. 50.8 by 68.7 for Wild and Precious. So I do have some smaller ones, but that's about the smallest. Size-wise. But, so I'm kind of thinking, well, do I just take something that I can enjoy doing at the accommodation? And obviously I'll be playing with Holly and that at the accommodation, but we're also right near a park, so I can try and take Holly out for a bit of a walk when it's not too rainy, or all of that sort of thing with the wheelchair and that, because we're only 2-3 minutes from a nearby park. Won't be going there too much on New Year's Eve and that, possibly. But there's a little grassy patch right near the accommodation that I can take her to. We're right near a market. I was looking to do with the carols. It may be possible for me to drive the wheelchair for the carols and back again, depending, just because of the distance away. It's not too bad. Same for the museum. But if I want to take her to the beach or something, then that's obviously going to be a train trip. But I guess I just got to wait till closer and see what funds I've got at the time, and hope no more comes out. Meanwhile, unexpected cost-wise. But I intended on having rest days at the accommodation anyway, because I'm the only one there to look after both me and Holly. And if I make myself too crook, then I can't look after Holly and her well-being. And I need to make sure that I'm able to look after Holly and myself, because I don't have anyone else there to help. I'm participating on my very first event, Drills and Chills. Nice. I don't tend to participate in the events. I'm still looking at trying to get onto the Peggy Collins event, but I need to slowly try and start organising all that stuff myself, and I've still got to finish organising, trying to get new supports, my NDIS stuff and all of that, and try to get new plan managers, new support networks set up, all the rest. And then I've got to try and do the Peggy Collins event. I've got the interview, but I've still got to try and find sponsors, and like I messaged some people who said they'd be interested in sponsoring, but I haven't heard back from them after I messaged them, and so I don't know. I'm just trying to. I've got to try, and then I've got to try and work out games and do videos on how things are going to be done for the event and blah 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 blah, and so. Oh nice, Peggy Collins. Working on After the Rain from Ola Darchuk. Oh nice. I don't quite know what that one is, but yeah. But I've got a lot of that to do, and I've got to finish organising my trips, because I'm going away October for 4 nights, 5 days to do with Holly's review. Then December I've got to organise, because that's 28 nights and 29 days, because I really need that time away, just me and Holly. So, got to finish organising that, which is like sorting out getting a higher power assist wheelchair, sorting out getting the wheelchair bag, all of that stuff, and then getting approval for that from Qantas. I've got approval from Qantas to fly Holly in cabin, so that part is done, fortunately. So the approval for in cabin is sorted, but it's just, and then I've got to just try and get all the support stuff set up and all the rest, and new plan managers, and I've got to ring around and do that, and I put that off whilst I had voice loss and felt too crook, and so I need to try and do that this Wednesday if I can. And then it's just, and then I've got to start trying to work on trying to look around at places and find things to do with Peggy Collins, to do with sponsors for the Peggy Collins event. Diamond Art Club has said they'll do 3 $50 vouchers. I have 3 from her. Nice. Diamond Art Club said that they'll do 3 $50 vouchers, but I'm not sure if I'm going to try getting a whole heap of sponsors or not for it, because I was tossing up about trying to find sponsors, but I'm not sure quite where to look. Like, I've got some places that I've bought from that I'm considering asking, but I'm going to have to be basically doing it all on my own, and so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to succeed with that, how I'm going to also manage at the time of the event, doing live streams, managing real life, all of that, when I've got no supports, no one to help me kind of thing. So I'm not quite sure how it's all going to work to be able to still manage all the stuff that I need to do in real life, as well as manage live streams and try to manage the chat, and if the chat has a lot more people chatting in it than usual, and all of that. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to manage to do it all and do the games and moderate a Discord or stuff like that. I tried joining a place to try and find help to do it, and that backfired, which is why I haven't been on much the last few days, because I didn't mean to, but somehow I set everyone off in that chat and they all started getting into me, even the people with autism, because of how I shut down and all of that, because I'm still dealing with a lot of trauma and stuff every day. And so I shut down and just said, oh, I won't say anything then and all of that, because I was trying to protect myself because of all the stuff I'm still dealing with on a daily basis. And yeah, so it didn't work out. So I have to try and work out how I'm going to manage to do all of that on my own without making myself sick or burning myself out and all the rest. Which I'm not quite sure yet how I'm going to manage to do all of that. Plus find new supports, get all the stuff sorted for my trip, because I'm going to have to go for another trip in March or April for the assistance dog stuff again, because of when the trainer wants to keep the review sessions right now, to make sure that we can, because she wants to have them every 4 months for this first year, to make sure that me and Holly will be okay in the coming years to come, when it goes to every 3 years. We do our next public access test, and every 6 months we see her. And so yeah, between my NDIS stuff, my disability stuff, it's like I'm not quite sure how I'm going to manage to do it all, and I'm sort of half considering, well, maybe I'm just not going to be able to have much in the way of sponsors for this one, just because of all the stuff that I'm currently having to deal with. Have you done some puzzles again? Not yet. I'm trying to work on sorting my puzzle table so I can continue working on the Bag B of the 18,000 Ravensburger Heavenly Sunset. So it is something that I do want to do, but I haven't been able to get it all sorted and ready to go yet. But it is something that's a work in progress kind of thing with trying to sort my table so that I can do those things and trying to work that out as well. I'm trying to work on savings and setups and making things better for myself and managing my disability and my health and making sure that I still get Holly out for training and walks and basically to maintain and meet her needs as well. I can't neglect that now either. So I'm not quite sure how it's all going to go, but I'm going to try and do my best. Because I'm thinking June, July, August, I'm thinking for next year for the Peggy Collins event, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to try and manage to do it all myself on my own. I saw your video where you're colouring. Thanks. Yeah, I've got a part 2 of that I haven't edited yet either because I've got so much other stuff I've been trying to work through, being crook and all the rest, and the dog's dislocated my toe recently, the last 2 to 3 weeks, so I haven't been in a lot of a mood for trying to work on things because I'm struggling to walk in that with my dislocated toe. And I just went to the GPs the other day and on Friday, and they sent me for x-rays, and they sort of said, oh, expect the results to be back to your GPs by Monday afternoon. So I don't know if they saw something or not. I sort of made a random comment to her, oh, normally you don't say anything like that unless you see something, and she just sort of smiled at me kind of thing. So I don't really know if they saw something or not, but yeah, I'm hoping something can be done about the toe anyway, because it leaves me in agony. Because I literally lay in bed at night just crying myself to sleep, so I basically, even with all my allergies, I had to request heavier pain meds from my GP because I just couldn't keep, I was barely sleeping. I was just laying in bed crying all night because it was that painful and all the rest, so. Nice. But yeah, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to manage all the Peggy Collins event and trying to get all my disability stuff set up again and all the rest, and trying to get my trip sorted. Like, there's probably not really a lot more I can do about the trip other than needing to do a hire wheelchair and get a actual attachable suitcase for the wheelchair. Like, there's ones that you can get that are specifically made for wheelchairs. And then it's just hoping nothing more will come out of my trip and that I'll be able to put a bit extra in savings, but only time will tell, I guess. Yeah, and Diamond Art Club's asked me to keep them updated on where I'm at with the Peggy Collins stuff, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to go about doing all of that alone with everything else that I'm dealing with, and then trying to manage the whole event alone, as well as being able to make sure that I can still get Holly out and do the training and do all of that stuff, manage real life and all the rest as well, so yeah. I'm hoping that it'll work out, but I'm sort of not sure where to go regarding, like, some of the places I've bought from. I could possibly go and ask them about being sponsors, but sure how to go about doing it all on my own, because I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to do live streams, do all my real life stuff, moderate the chat if there's a lot of people on the chat, all the rest. So I'm just feeling kind of stumped and a bit overwhelmed about it all right now with everything that I've got going on. So I'm just trying to focus on one little thing at a time, which first things, my priority first is probably getting a support network set up to help with my disability stuff and that. And then it's probably going on to the Peggy Collins stuff once I started getting that sorted, as well as getting the stuff sorted for my trip so that I am all fairly right and ready to go with the regards to the trip as well. And I guess I'm just going to have to start trying to look through and work out things regarding it all. And there's some things that I'm working out the rules for the Peggy Collins event and doing videos for how we're going to do the canvas and how it's going to be worked on each day and blah 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 blah, and video for the rules. If I do manage to do sponsors, a video for sponsors, working out games and quizzes or questions and stuff like that, where people can win an entry to the draw for the DAC vouchers or a sponsor gift some days, depending on if I do sponsors, which I'm tossing up whether I'm actually going to be able to do the sponsors thing as well. It's like I've got a rough plan in my mind for it all, but I've just got so much that I need to do that I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it all on my own, and how I'm going to manage to do live streams and real life, and I keep going over that, yeah. But yeah. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how it's all going to work out yet on my own. People have offered help and then things have fallen out with people and blah 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 blah, so I don't think the Peggy Collins thing on my own would be so much of an issue if I wasn't dealing with all the other stuff as well at the same time. But I'm just going to have to try and work on it gradually over time. I am. And I'm just worried that I'm not going to have enough time before the event starts to rest, so I don't make myself crook doing the event and not be able to finish it and all the rest as well. Because that's another thing that I'm worried about. So yeah. I kind of wanted to try and have things done completely a couple of months before the event would start so that I don't make myself crook. And the reason why I was going to do it over the 3 months is so that we can sort of have days where it can be a break day or a catch-up day for people that didn't manage to do all the section in the one day or stuff like that too, so that I've also got days off to do real life stuff and recuperate and not end up burning myself out and all the rest as well. So, but yeah. I'm just a little worried about not being able to finish it because I make myself too crook as well. And that's also why I want to try and get new support network up and going so that I got people that can still come in and help me do stuff when that stuff is happening and all the rest as well. And that's helped with like dishes and cooking and food and all the things that I struggle with. So yeah. Sorry, I just feel overwhelmed by it all. But I guess I'll figure out a way to make it all work doing it on my own, and then I'll have it down pat for future years. Hopefully. Yeah. Just thinking about everything that I've got to do, I feel overwhelmed. Yep, I think the first priority is really making sure everything's organised for my trip, and then trying to make sure that I get supports started and working in place so that I'm able to manage better at home with having people to help me out with things there. Some things I won't know till the end of the year when the review thing is done as to what I have and all the rest. If I did get more supports or not. I'm trying to find places meanwhile. Because I want to get away from the current support places because they aren't listening to me and keep saying, oh, you don't need supports, you don't need help, blah blah blah. Even though I really do. Because I kicked myself in the butt with saying what I thought they wanted me to say and all the rest. Meanwhile, I've been deteriorating and stuff, trying to manage all this stuff, and so it's just, I'm hoping I can make it all work out at the end of the day. I am. But it'll be a huge step forwards if I do manage to get the support network and that in place. So, and then probably what I'll really start doing is really start working on the Peggy Collins event after I get back from my holiday around I get back around the 17th, but I'm sort of half thinking probably right now, probably with regards to the Peggy Collins event, I'm probably going to basically leave that till after I get back from my holiday in January and then start working on that and work around the assistance dogs trips and that, because I'm going to have to do another one of those around March or April Then towards the end of May, I'm going to have to go back down there for another public access test, because this current one only lasts for a year, and after that it'll be 3 years. I have to go now. See you very soon. Okay, see you soon. Sorry, I'm just rambling here trying to work things out in my own head. All good. I hope you have a good day anyway. I'm probably going to head to bed shortly. I probably am. Yeah. I guess I'll just take it one step at a time and eventually I'll get there. I will. And the chat's disconnected again. Bye. Bye-bye. I'll work it all out anyway. One step at a time. But yeah. Probably really get into the Peggy Collins event when I get back from my trip in January anyway. That's when I'm thinking I'll probably really start focusing on it. After I get back on the 17th of January. But yeah. Yep, I'm doing the right colour. Good night, Vanessa. Or good day for you. But yeah. I might just try and finish this section, I'll see. And it'll be bedtime for me. At least I started it early enough that it's not going to be too late going to bed. I just need to look. Okay. I think I'm going to head off. I've got something that has come up that I need to sort out, so I will be back later. Well, I'll be back another day. Bye.